this evening to the Jennings Gallery for Sheila's first exhibition. I'd like to start by congratulating you, Sheila, on this excellent body of work. I've known you for a long time, and I didn't know you did this, and I think that's often a theme in people who have two occupations, that there's something hidden away that comes out at a later stage, and I've seen that before, so many congratulations. Sheila's background, I met Sheila originally in a completely different environment this evening, in the ICU in the Mercy, where we cared for very ill patients. Sheila moved on from there to work with her husband Kieran, who has a large GP practice on the north side, and they've supported and mentored the university and young doctors coming through general practice for many years, and have a tremendous reputation there in mentoring young doctors coming through. Sheila's beginning, I suppose, in painting and art, I guess from your biographical sketch, began with photography, and I think the interface between photography and painting is increasingly blurred in the modern era, and that's something that a lot of artists will use now as a source material to get their work out there. And I suppose this exhibition for you, Sheila, this evening is largely it's a coming out, because none of us knew that you were doing this, and it's a great surprise, and I think it takes great courage to bring a body of work, not just one painting that you could give as a gift to someone on their wedding day, but you brought a whole body of work here this evening that's excellent and thematic. And I think it takes great courage to approach a blank canvas as a painter. It's easy to click a camera lens, but I think it takes great courage to actually try and paint a painting. And it doesn't always go very well, and this is a splendid body of work here this evening. I think the significance of your title is very interesting. I was thinking about this evening coming over, and the title of The Edge, I think it does reflect a lot of what you've done. We're an island nation that lives on the edge of water. Your career has been on the edge in the ICU, and I suppose modern medicine is very much living on the edge in many respects in Ireland at the moment. I think it signifies life and death, happiness, catharsis in terms of medicine, and your interface between North America and Cork. I think the individual works here this evening are fantastic. I think the colour, the movement, particularly that you've captured in your seascapes, I particularly like. This is a painting of California here, but you've captured Cork, you've captured the Fastnet Lighthouse, you've captured Patrick's Bridge in nice colour, you've captured the university at twilight, you've captured foxglove flowers, you've captured portraits, and you've captured birds and people. They're a happy, cathartic, lovely body of work, and I congratulate you again on that. I think we look forward to more. This is obviously, you've only been doing this for 4 years, which is truly remarkable. I think it's an amazing body of work to have accumulated in 4 years. A lot of people who would have this body of work would be doing it for 40 years, not 4 years, so I congratulate you again. I wish you well with exhibit number 2. I think it's a fantastic body of work, and I congratulate you on your time as a nurse, as a carer, and now as an artist. Thank you very much.
I was an emerging medical student. I was interning in Dublin, and I spent all my years in Dublin, and I was thinking of going on to the GP training scheme in Dublin, but I happened to bump into this guy, and he told me about the GP training scheme in Cork and how it was wonderful and so much better than anything in Dublin. That enthusiasm and dynamism from Kieran was very influential in my decision to come and do GP training here. So then I came to meet, as I say, Cork and Kieran. Subsequent to that, then when I went away then for a little while to the UK just to acquire a few academic skills. Came back here then, as I say, to this particular post, and that was when I first met Sheila. And at that time, Sheila was working as the practice nurse in the practice up in Parkland with Kieran and his colleagues there. And like many of us, as I say, I had seen Sheila in that role. I knew a tiny bit about her background, so I knew she had this background in intensive care. I'd heard about her traumas in Baghdad back in the day. That was, again, a long time ago, a very interesting story. But I have to say that when I heard about this, then I heard there was this exhibition of this Sheila Kingston painter, and I was Googling and saying, who's this Sheila Kingston? Must be a very famous painter. And I realised she must have some connection, because one of the things about the Jennings Gallery is it's a space for what I would call our friends and relations. So it's all our students, but also other people who've connection to the medical school. And I'm delighted that we can now include Sheila and her colleagues as another set of friends and relations to this particular college and medical school. Again, Carla said a lot about the paintings, and I don't want to say so much about them because they speak for themselves, other than to say, again, it was though reflecting and thinking of what I would say about the paintings. And there are just a few words that came to mind. One is eclectic. It is an eclectic bunch of styles and subjects and so on, which is fantastic. Again, I was struck by just the dynamism, the movement, the way that they convey energy was sort of fantastic. Not just the seascapes, but other pictures as well. Again, they did remind me a little bit of Carl's work as well, because the vibrancy and the great colour in them, and again the word that came to me was brilliant, but brilliant in the sense of very bright and shiny as well as bright, and very clever and very accomplished in the way they've done. And again, like all good art, they're evocative as well. They do evoke feelings and reminiscences and so on. There's just one here, for example. I don't know whether any of you read famous 5 books by Enid Blyton, but this evokes that on there. But then, you know, they're much more sort of enigmatic abstracts over here that remind one again of more sort of complex feelings of love and loss and all sorts of feelings. So again, I think they're very powerful from that point of view. And again, one thing that troubles one, I suppose, if one is pretending to be an artist or trying to do a little bit of something creative yourself, when you're up against this sort of competition, one might say, and realizing that with, as I say, with all this eclectic styles and different types of pictures, to then read that she's now going to go and do portraiture as well. So again, I think hats off to you, Sheila. I'm delighted to be here, delighted this opportunity to open this exhibition. I know you will all enjoy it. I know our students will enjoy it, and all the people passing through here, and we're delighted to be able to open this exhibition. So thank you very much.
My sister Rosita, who's also an artist, she said in a post that I was going out onto the skinny branches. So here I am on the skinny branches, and I feel so well supported. It feels like I'm in a tree, a solid tree. I have my former colleagues, current colleagues, first cousins, nieces, nephews, friends, neighbours, siblings, my mother, who's 85. Sorry, I should have said she's in her late 79. She backed me all the way when I said I wanted to be a nurse. I didn't put anything else on any other application. No bank, no teaching, no college, nursing only. If I didn't get it in Ireland, I was going to get it in England. I got it in England, and at the last minute I got it in Ireland. And I've loved every minute to this very day. And can I just say thank you very much for all your support, for coming. I took up the art then, and Mom said, Sheila, I think you're onto something here. Keep going, don't give up, don't undervalue your talent. She backed me all the way, and that's why I've been able to produce this body of work. I'd like to thank my husband, Kieran, for his support, and my 3 children, Clara, Leash and Quiva, for their quiet support in the background. I'd like to thank Carol for being the guest speaker. As he said himself, I met him first when he was in short pants as a young Reg in ICU. He was the best Reg that came through that unit in the 90s, by far, by a mile. Gilmore O'Neill was a close second. And thank Colin Bradley for opening the exhibition. He did work in our surgery in the early days in Cork, and we're privileged, and he's been a huge benefit to UCC and Cork GPs since he's the very first Professor of General Practice appointed. Thank you, Colin. I can't leave out Frank and Caroline, the director and curator and administrator, along with all their busy work with the college and lecturing toxicology, looking after the graduate programme. They have found time to put all this together. And thank you for that, Frank, and thank you, Caroline, in her absence. Donal, who hung all the paintings for his talents. My nephew, Michael, who has done his degree in media studies, who's now videoing this event. So if you're looking for a super video person, you have Sheila Kingston. And that's it. If I've left anyone out, I'd like to thank my friends, in particular, Grania, Siobhan, Eileen, Liz and Abina, who all helped me get this off the road. Enjoy the exhibition, have a glass of wine, and we'll see you at the next exhibition. flamboyancy and the extra movement that's come into my work. That's thanks to John. Thank you, John. We've had very many wonderful art classes in his studios in Cove, but he also holds evenings for plays or poetry reading or classes, whatever you're having yourself. And we've had some great laughs and fun, and it is all about fun, isn't it? So the other two teachers I should mention are Ken Parker, who's a printmaker, my brother-in-law, who in 2004 I started with printmaking. There's 2 prints at the end. That was my first dabbling. And then Maureen Cal, who was another tutor of mine over the years. She's in France at the moment, but I'd like to thank her because she had such a brilliant way with colours, and that's where I learned a lot of my colours. So thank you to my 3 art teachers.